Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review, and welcome back to a model kit review. This time it is the AMT 2021 Ford Bronco, the first edition. This is in 1/25th scale, and this was released last year in 2023. I did purchase this one from Hobby Lobby during the sale, so the retail on it is around $32. I would not pay that for this. This kit is considered a curbside kit, and which means curbside means there's no engine. Okay, there's room for an engine in this, and I don't know why AMT chose not to give us an engine for this. So typically this car came with two different motors, a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder engine, which I wouldn't buy. If I bought this car, I would not put a 4-cylinder in it. I don't care. You got to have the power to go off-road with these things. Or the 2.7 liter V6, so that's a little bit better, and why not throw a V8 in it if you want. So the choice is yours when building this kit. You may want to throw a V8 inside of it and see how it does. You might want to put a lift under it and all that. So it is the first time anyone's come out with a kit of this retro looking Bronco. It does fall into the Bronco category when you're searching for model kits online. And as far as being retro for the old school Bronco from the 60s, and I did reviews of those particular kits. I did two of them, the comparison between the two kits. And then I also recently did the 1970s version Bronco, the full-size Bronco, to show you what that looks like with that kit there, and it's a nice kit. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and open this up and look at all the parts. Let's go ahead and crack this box open. And as you can see, full of plastic here. First thing I notice on top is the hood. We'll look at that in more detail. The clear parts, red and clear, plus tinted. Very nice there. Chrome parts, not very much of a chrome tree there. Bag full of the chassis, interior components. Another bag of the rest of the kit, chassis, suspension, wheels and tires. Looks like we get some extra, looks like we get a spare. And the body itself, separate top, front windshield, bagged separately, the decals, and the instructions. So let's look at the instructions first. Here's the instructions themselves, and open it up. You can see they do give us a color code, key, and identifying the parts and all that. And we do start on the interior first, then the dash, and then on the suspension and exhaust system. So they do give you transfer case and the exhaust system, although it's a single exhaust. So if you're going to make this a dual exhaust, you'll have to source those parts yourself. Rear axle, drive shaft for that, stabilizer. And then the front axle, drive shafts, shocks, cover plate like you'd have, skid plate, and part of the front suspension. And then mounting everything inside the interior, 2 bucket seats up front, bench seat in the back, side panels, firewall, throttle, brake pedal, interior roof details, fender flares, the hood, front grille work, brush bar, all that mounted on, the mirrors, the removable top with the smoked clear windows, mount that onto the chassis, wheels and tires, paying attention to the tread pattern, rotors, brakes, rear bumper, spare tire mount, decal placement. And that is it. Let's go ahead and look at the decals. Pull the decals out here, and decals do have a glossy finish, as you can see there. Nicely registered. 3 different license plates with numbers on them. Custom plates front and back. Bronco symbol and such. Different colors for the Bronco. Gold and like a maroon color. Black accents. White color Bronco also. So very nice set of decals. Here are all the clear parts, and they were bagged separately. We have the front windshield, headlights, and marker lights, and they are very nice. I don't see any issues with them. Great clarity on these. Here's the back windows. The rear window with the wiper blade molded to it, and the 2 side windows smoked and clear. That's a very nice touch. And the front windshield, which is already painted for us. It's already been trimmed out, and that's a very nice touch there too. And then the taillights, which are a clear red, and those are very nice. Here's the tires, and you can see here they do have a nice tread pattern on them. There's no markings on them for branding like Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, and some of the Japanese manufacturers out there. They are hollow, but they do seem to be pretty solid. A lot better tire than I saw in the Bronco kit I just reviewed earlier. So these are very good. Here's the chrome tree, which gives us the headlights and the mirrors along with the rear view mirror. Here are the wheels, and these are the factory wheels. They only give us 1 choice of wheels with this, and you'll need to paint them and accent them yourself. Pick out the lug nut detail and such, and there's a close-up for you. And the back side. Next tree has the gas tank, the muffler, exhaust tip, part of the transfer case here, interior parts, the visors and such, transfer case detail. The gas tank, exhaust, muffler. Muffler tip is a little drilled out a little bit. Looks like an oil cooler. Fender flares and interior side panels. And that's what the fender flares look like from the side. I love the side panels. These are actually detailed a little more realistically than what we're used to seeing on the interior. Plus there's some extra parts. Very nice there. Nothing there on that side. Next is the chassis and front bucket seats along with the mirrors. Get a close view of that side. The bucket seats. The mirrors, which are molded in that direction also. Very nice. Turn it over. So I would have thought I would have saw more detail, but I believe this area is not seen, so they did mold in some detail where you would see it beyond the suspension. The back side of those chairs, the net and all that. Very nice. Gas and throttle. Some shackles. The next bag gives us some more parts, and this time we received the frame and the front suspension, lower wishbones, the bucket seat, the front of the chairs, get a closer view. There's the frame, which is very nice, very well detailed. Go. So it is hollowed out in certain areas. You may have to fill in some of those areas when you put engine detail and stuff to make it look a little more realistic. This could be part of the transfer case mechanism, the transmission. Yeah, they do give us a transmission. Just no engine. I don't understand why they'd not give us an engine. We have to source that ourselves. And that's probably the biggest downfall for this kit is no engine. Paying $32 and you don't get the motor. So more details for under the chassis and interior, roof details, firewall and such. So under the chassis detail, interior roof detail, steering wheel, right. Part of the front suspension, firewall, back tailgate detail. So nothing on the firewall, a little disappointing there. And next we have the dash detail, exhaust system, the rear axle, drive shaft, brake rotors, center console, shocks. Let's look at the dash detail here real quick. Slide molded once again. So we get that detail on top of the dash, along with the steering column. Two-piece pumpkin for the differential, center console, shocks. Like I said, single exhaust. If you want to do a dual exhaust, you'll have to source those parts yourself. Brake rotors, discs, and rear axle. Very nice there. And really no other details on this side. And the last tree of parts, which consists of the bumper and front skid plate and the grill. Here's the grill. Bronco etched into it very nicely there. And something not attached there. That brings up a good question. I'll have to look at the instructions to see if they show anything there, because there definitely is something missing there. Bumper. Backside. And I will be right back. This is identified as part number 93. It doesn't show a part on the back of the box and does not list part 93 in the instructions anywhere. So that must have just been removed at the factory and not used here. Next we have the hood and the top, which is molded separately. We'll look at the top first, and it does show you the stylized top that Jeep came out with the two separate pieces that could be removed along with this part here. So much like the Jeep has, although it does not show that on the inside here. You can see we do have marks there for the pins. Those will have to be sanded down. But very nice. Very nice representation there. The hood. And I'm not sure if they came out with any different versions of the hood for this, but this is the first version of the Bronco. Of course, made in China. Now here's the body. So it is small as what you would think it would be, because if you looked at one of these in person, they are quite small. Looks to be about the same size as a Jeep Wrangler. Of course, this is just a two-door here. Very nice lines. And the back end. So that's not an option to have these open up. You could very well modify yours to have it open. And of course, we'll see how the top goes down on top of it here. Goes down on it quite nice. That's what that looks like. And there you go. That was a detailed review of the brand new tooled AMT 2021 Ford Bronco, the first edition in 1/25th scale. Remember, this is considered a curbside kit as no engine was included with this. Why they did that is your best guess for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Give me some thanks. It will help me support the rebuild of my new studio. And happy modeling, everybody, and take care.